But I didn't know what a man was. You don't know how to be a man, like if there's none of them around you.
Otene Willams.
Personal trainer since 2016, transitioned online a few years ago, moved to Perth for a couple of years, went back home just before COVID, stuck back in Wellington for a couple of years. So I've been traveling a lot. What I noticed from a lot of the travel is like, I hate being at home, bro. Moved to Bali, started this year, bro, the vibe's just unreal. No one gatekeeps anything here. You know, back at home, a lot of people would be like, oh no, I don't want to tell anything.
Statistics of children being raised in solo parent homes. Children from such households are 2 to 5 times more likely to live in poverty. 85% of youth in juvenile detention centers or prisons grew up without fathers, and 63% of youth suicides occur among individuals from fatherless homes.
I've been through the same things, been through the struggles. Brought up by mum and dad. Dad was in like life here and there.
You felt like you needed him the most in certain periods of your life?
It wasn't until like 2 or 3 years ago. I didn't know how to be masculine. As a kid, you don't really know. So you kind of grow up kind of thinking it's normal. I want to hear dad's perspectives, navigate the situation a little bit differently.
If your dad was here right now, what would you want to say to him? If I could have one moment of your time. Most of you guys listening or watching do not subscribe to the channel. The simple and easiest way to help and support us is to subscribe. It helps us get the guests that you guys want, and it gives us a more opportunity to grow this thing to where we want to take it. Thank you so much. Enjoy the episode. Kia ora. Otene Willams, welcome to the Martin Show, my brother.
Thanks for having me, brother.
Otene.
Thanks for having me, man.
No, it's good to see another young Māori here in Bali.
Bro, it makes you feel like, you know, a bit of home. You don't have to, you know, try to be someone else. You can talk Orias and stuff like that. No effort, you know. You know how like sometimes just putting it on like around other people just like takes a bit out of like your social battery.
Oh my God.
Whereas like you hang around another Māori, bro, it's just like your battery goes away. You remember the other day when we were talking after the run club, bro? We must have been talking for like 2 hours. Bro, and then like we finished, I went home and I was sweet.
Yeah.
You know? And
Didn't
then like
feel drained,
straight into work
Yeah,
and stuff
bro.
like that. So no, it's good to have another Māori around, bro.
Well, what about you? Who's Otene?
Who is Otene?
What do we need to know about you, brother? To know, I guess, or understand the man that you are today.
Pretty much grew up in between Gizzy and Wellington, bro. So it was me, mum, and my little brother. Nan lived up in Gizzy, Nan and my auntie, and then me and mum kind of lived down in Wellington, and then we'll kind of always go up to Gizzy for like a year, and then come back down to Wellington for a year, and then go back up, live up there for a year, and then come back down. Pretty interesting, actually, because like you go from like living in Gizzy where like you go to school, right, and like never wore shoes, bro. You just go to school, no shoes anywhere, G. And then you go back to Wellington, bro. Everyone's wearing shoes, and you're like, "Hey, what's going on here?" You know, bro. It's like, yeah, it was like a bit of a culture shock. You know what I mean? So yeah, Nan lived up in Gizzy. She passed away at 2005 when I was at school, and then yeah, always used to go back to Gizzy. Like I should have kind of visited Nan, like in terms of like her urupa and stuff like that. A little bit more often, but the only times I went up there, bro, was for like R&V and stuff like that. So, yeah, I think I did like R&V 4 or 5 years in a row, bro. So I got to see her, you know.
4 or 5
yeah.
years.
So I was an R&V veteran, brother.
Would you go back now?
Oh, no chance. Oh, bro, I've kind of contemplated it like a couple times, bro. So, just because, yeah, you know, you can't beat it. Have you been?
Yeah, bro.
Bro, it's gangsta.
I've done not 5.
Yeah.
I think I've done 3.
Bro, it was mean, G. OG. Every now and then when I'd pop up to R&V, I'd stop in at the urupa, you know, clean her up, visit. And then pretty much settled down in Wellington since like primary school, bro. So primary school, and then from college onwards, I went to Wellington College. Then did a bit of travel. So after school, did a gap year. Spent 1 year in the UK, so half an hour south of London, where I just pretty much like worked out of school, bro. And I just used to take kids out for PE every afternoon, bro. It was pretty mean. And then, you know, would kind of fill in for like a science class or maths class here and there. But it was pretty much just a just a trip, bro, just to, get on the bus, bro. I remember we did Kentucky as well. It was like 30 days, 12 countries. And there was like 30 of us, just Kiwis, bro. It's like boys and girls, all on the bus. I think we had like a tour guide. She was Australian. And then it was just on the piss every single day. So I think it started in London, went to like France, went down to Spain, and then just did like a massive loop, finished in Amsterdam, and you just cooked at the end. But like, when you're 18, but you can just keep going. You can run it back every single day, G. Like, no effect.
Benders on benders,
no
easy,
effect,
easy.
G.
Yeah, no
Whereas
effect.
nowadays, bro, nah. Came back from the UK and then just kind of like dabbled around. Like laboring jobs here and there, like jumping into like recruitment companies where they'll just send you out to random jobs. Did uni for one semester, G. Didn't last that long, bro. Like I remember going into like class, G, and like you get given like 3 assignments on the head, bro, on the head, and you're just like, hey. I think it was like a bit of a shock, especially going from school, and you're like locked into like all your schoolwork and stuff like that. You can sit there and study for hours, and then you go, you just get on the piss for a whole year, and then you come back, and then you're like, oh shit, what do I do? That was interesting. Didn't last. I remember because I studied house. It was a health science degree, right? Majoring in sports and exercise. And I was terrible at science at school, bro. And then we did like a human bioscience paper, bro, and they give you all these quizzes and stuff like that about like the mitochondria and like the nucleus, and I'm like, yeah, nah, G, this ain't me. And then it's pulled out after one semester. I think it cost me like 16K or something like that. Yeah, like 4 papers. So I was like, yeah, nah, G, that ain't me. And then after that, still kind of dabbled around like laboring jobs and stuff like that, and then just decided to do a PT course, bro. I think in 2016, and been a PT ever since. Working like face to face. Started at City Fitness, which again was a massive shock. I think like I was training for a long time, right? In terms of like weight training and stuff like that. Played footy at school, so you have like a general knowledge in terms of like training and fitness, right? Training, nutrition, fitness. But then when you actually become a PT, bro, it's all sales out. And like, I was caca at sales, bro. Like, I couldn't sell myself for shit, G. Like, I'd get into like consultations, like in front of like random people. I start stuttering and stuff like that, G. Um, and I was like, bro, I don't know if this is me, G. You know what I mean? And then kind of just like stayed in it. Still sucked for ages, you know what I mean? And then got to a point where, I think it's just confidence over time, build up the confidence, work at like different gyms, and like a lot of it's just people skills, yeah. And then been a PT sort of ever since, bro. And then moved to Perth for a couple years. Did a couple years over there. My mates started their own gym franchise, sorry, called S30 Studio. I went over there for a couple of years just before COVID, and then went back home just before COVID, and then COVID hit, and then shut the borders, and then got stuck back in Wellington for a couple of years. So I've been traveling a lot. I think what I noticed from a lot of the travel is like I hate being at home, bro. Like I hate being in Wellington. Like I like it for like the people, like family, friends, and stuff like that. But you go away and come back, people are still doing the same stuff. Like, and I've done it like a few times already. But yeah, a lot of people just like end up doing the same stuff, and then you get stuck in that sort of cycle, bro. And then moved to Bali. Started this year, me and my partner, me and my girlfriend, and we've kind of been here ever since, bro. And bro, loved it. Like the networking opportunities. Bro, the vibe's just unreal. You train with people who are faster than you. You train with people who are stronger than you. You train with people who are a little bit ahead of you in terms of like your business and stuff like that. So I think the best thing about it, bro, is like no one gatekeeps anything here. They'll just like tell you everything you need to know in terms of like whatever journey you're on or like whatever journey you're in, and like any advice that you want to know, bro, they'll just tell you everything. You know what I mean? Like there's a guy I was talking to you about him before, that Levi guy. He bought 2 villas over here. Bro, he was giving me like the numbers and stuff like that, like in terms of like how much it costs and stuff like that. Like
The
and
blueprint.
yeah, like literally the blueprint, you know. And he was like, bro, I'll help you and stuff like that if you want to get into it. You know, back at home, a lot of people be like, oh no, I don't want to tell anything. You know, I'm like holding these cards close to my chest. You know, whereas like, yeah, you talk to anyone over here, they're just like, I think a lot of people just have the confidence and know that everyone here can have their cake and you can eat yours too.
And do you think that's different back in Aotearoa as well?
Right, hard.
Keep it-
Everyone's just trying to eat their own cake, G, and just hold it, like no sharing or anything. You know what I mean? Well, that's I guess my experience anyway. Yeah,
Brought up by mum and nan.
yeah.
What did being a man look like in those sort of as you were a kid?
Yeah, so brought up by mum and nan. Honestly, being a man, but I didn't know what a man was. You know what I mean? You don't know how to be a man, like if there's none of them around you, if that makes sense. Yeah, dad was in like life, in my life growing up and stuff like that here and there. But like a majority of the time it was just mum and nan, you know, so it was hard to, I don't think you realize it until you're a little bit older, bro, when it's like, oh shit, you need to step up and be a man. And you're like, oh, eh? Like, what do you mean? You know? But yeah, mum and nan like kind of held it down like a majority of the time, bro. And like, yeah, I credit everything like that I've done in my life to mum and nan. I remember mum kind of growing up because she had me young, right, 18 years old. And I remember as a kid, bro, she went to uni, finished her like uni degree and stuff like that. And I remember she used to take me to uni, right? She was like there was a creche right next to uni. She'll drop me off there, go do her classes, pick me up after. And then now I look back at it and I'm just like, bro, that is crazy. You know, having a kid, and then trying to navigate like uni and like having a life at that age, and then trying to bring up a kid on your own. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, bro, absolute weapon. You know?
Wow.
And then yeah, that's what I guess I have to look up to.
During your journey, was there sort of like a period where you felt your dad's absence the most, or you felt like you needed him the most in certain periods of your life?
I think it wasn't till I was older. Hey,
Wow.
it wasn't till like 2 or 3 years ago.
Oh my God.
Whereas like, you know, you started going through things and you're just like, fuck, I don't know how to navigate this, or like I don't know how to be masculine. You know, like as a kid you don't really know. So you kind of grow up kind of thinking it's normal, you know, just to you know, be raised by your mum and your nan. So and then like sometimes you go over to like friends' houses and stuff like that, and then like they'll have their mum and dad there, and you're like, oh, hey, this is a little bit different, you know. It'll like feel like, oh, this is cool, you know. But yeah, I think a lot of it came down like the absence, like feeling the absence, kind of affected me the most. Yeah, over the last kind of 2 or 3 years, when you like go through situations and you're like, you get mum's perspective. Mum will always help me, right? She'll always give her perspective in terms of like how to like navigate a certain situation. Whereas like, you know, you never had that same thing from like your dad's perspective, or like someone like a male role model's perspective. And like sometimes like it's it's nice to know that, like, because like it's all perspective, right? Like, yeah, it would have been good to be like, oh, you know, like I want to hear dad's perspective, so then I don't know, navigate the situation a little bit differently, or like decide which road to take.
Absolutely. My experience was slightly different. That's so interesting that it's been even this late in your life,
Yeah.
even a couple years ago, you still, or
Yeah.
you felt it the most.
Yeah.
Mine's been slightly differently.
Yeah.
I guess like the earlier stages of puberty,
Mm.
like sort of 14, 15 when, girls,
Yeah.
you get a little bit of testosterone or whatever,
Yeah,
and you get it, like girls come into your life, and I remember like thinking like, wow, man, I don't really know how to deal with this.
Yeah.
And I don't know who to talk to about this.
Yeah.
I don't really know if I want to talk to my mum about how I feel about this girl,
Yeah.
those sorts of things.
Yeah.
But then I got to a point when I was 21, bro, and I don't know, all my, because I used to always just feel my mind, always just
Yeah.
pain or like always something,
Yeah.
anger, sadness, something.
Yeah.
But then once I reached 21, bro, it was kind of like, well, at the time I thought I had got over it completely. I didn't feel anything no more.
Yeah.
And an interesting experience was I thought it was gone. I thought it was healed, and it's definitely not true. And I don't think it ever will be.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you've seen the TV series Adolescence.
I haven't. Is it the Kiwi one?
No, it's not
No?
Kiwi. It's in the UK.
Yeah.
It's UK, but it's about sort of toxic masculinity for
Yeah.
young boys
Yeah.
and their fathers not being around.
Mm.
And bro, opened up the wounds completely. But
Yeah.
there's been certain periods of my life where I've felt that too, but usually in the younger stages for me.
Yeah.
So it's so interesting hearing yours has been a little bit later in life.
Yeah, I just thought it was kind of like normal,
Mm.
growing up and just having mum there,
Yeah.
And because me and mum are super close, I'll talk to mum about anything, you know what I mean?
Yeah, bro.
So yeah, she was kind of like my dad figure in
Yeah,
a way.
bro.
Yeah, it wasn't until recently, like past 2-3 years, that you're like, shit, I'd like some male, perspective on certain situations you're going through or something like that. So,
Because
bro, I don't know how to scrap, right? Like just your dad teaching you, like, fuck, this is how you throw a punch out. Like I even like over the last couple of years, I'm like, fuck, I need to go to like Thailand or something. You do like one of those fight camps because, bro, you got a partner, right? And you want to like be able to protect her. And then like if you can't, you know, fight or anything, then like, bro, what are you gonna do? You know what I mean? I think it's still something that I'm trying to figure out is like, is fighting, you know, masculine? If that makes sense.
Yeah, bro.
Like, do you need a fight to be masculine?
Wow.
I guess. Yeah, bro. I still don't know, to be honest.
Welcome to the Martin Show First Ad Break. For anyone who is wanting to go on a new journey, learn a new skill, we have started our basic beginners boxing fundamentals course. For anyone, if it's your first time, if you're a seasoned member, this is the course for you in the boxing space or fitness space. Click the link below or go to onlineboxingtraining.com and I'll see you guys there. Let's get to mahi, eh? How would you define masculine or masculinity now?
Showing up for like yourself, not letting anyone kind of walk over you or anything. Backing yourself no matter what, in terms of like anything that you do, even like little things, bro, like arguments, right? Arguments or just like debates with like friends and stuff like that. Like I'd often just be like, I'd fold, right? Like when it comes to like stuff like that, where you're having an argument and you're just like, oh yeah, sweet, all good, and then like, cause you wouldn't know how to like, is it right to fight back or like argue back or like I didn't even know if I'm like, have the confidence to fight back. So just stuff like that, bro. And then I think just showing up for yourself would be the biggest part.
That's so interesting. I had a kōrero last night with one of the flatties and talking about, because I always used to think, bro, that masculine and feminine meant men and feminine meant woman.
Yeah.
But that's not the case.
Yeah.
They're not,
Yeah.
they're different things.
Yeah.
And so I guess I'm on this journey of like navigating what that is as well.
Yeah.
And I think it's important for everyone because you can still be a Tanya, you can still be a man and possess feminine things as well. And what does that look like?
Yeah.
But then again, what do the masculine traits look like?
Yeah.
So do you feel like for the masculine traits, that's something that you've always struggled with in regards to maybe being aggressive, being conflict resolution or all those sorts of things? Do you think that's been something where you may have not have possessed those sorts of traits?
Yeah, definitely. Because like, you grow up in, Māori households are like when you're growing up, around alcohol and stuff like that. You see things that, probably kids shouldn't see and stuff like that. So I remember, I saw stuff like that and then like I was like, frick, I went completely down the like other end, bro. You see stuff, like aggressive stuff and like stuff that's happening around you, and then I just went like, nah, I'm going like, I'm never going to be like that, and I'm just went like super soft.
Wow.
And then, but that's just kind of been me since, and I think that's reflected in everything that, I do. Like I said before, like getting into debates and stuff like that. You don't have that kind of aggressive nature to want to, push forward and like win a argument or like freaking, even like scraps and stuff like that. Like,
bro.
be like, nah, I won't. Like, I'll be the one just like, GG, just relax,
You guys.
chill. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think I went full down the other end of the spectrum, and then like I'm just trying to find like that kind of middle ground where, you know, um, you're kind of sympathetic, but then also you can display like masculine traits at the same time. So
I'm on a similar waka, bro.
yeah,
And I wonder if that is due to the fact that you'd seen those sorts of things from a young age and
yeah,
you thought the opposite. I don't want to be like that, so I'm going to take this route because I'm very similar, bro.
yeah.
I hate conflict.
Oh, bro,
I
100.
hate anger.
Yeah,
I'll avoid it at all
yeah,
costs. I hate street fighting. I
yeah,
love boxing. I
yeah,
hate
yeah,
street fighting.
yeah.
Was there a moment for you though, bro, where you come to the realization or maybe the acceptance that your dad wasn't going to be in your life?
Yeah, I think I accepted it pretty early, bro, to be honest. Dad would kind of come and go, you know what I mean? And um, there'll be a point where like he'll come back, and then I think I accepted it before then because you're like, oh, I don't know how long he's going to be here. You know what I mean? So, um, yeah, even when he did come back, it was nice for him to be around. Like, it felt like, one of those movies where there's like a mum, there's a dad, there's kids and stuff like that. And like it felt like a family. But then you also had that feeling of like, oh, you don't want to get your hope up too much that like when he leaves, it's like, oh shit, it's gone now. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think I accepted that pretty early, bro.
Do you feel like you crave male influence even now?
Yeah, I think so. I look up to a lot of the people like, bro, I see on kind of Instagram. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. You see like males who are like in the same industry, doing better than you, and you're like, oh, I want to kind of shoot for something to be like him, essentially. Or like you see these guys training and stuff like, you're like, oh, sweet, I want to be like him. So you're kind of looking, um, on social media, which I don't know, I don't think it's a good thing, to be fair. Um, which obviously makes it a little bit harder, not having someone like right there to be like, oh, can I come to you and like shoot for something or use you as a role model to, be, a better person. A lot of that comes from like social media, to be fair, bro.
Do you feel like you're navigating this sort of waka alone though? I guess the whole like on how to be a man and all those sorts of things. Do you feel like you're navigating it alone?
Yeah, bro, hard.
Yeah.
All alone. And I don't know why. Like, I don't know, are you meant to do it alone or who are you meant to ask for help? I guess.
Wow.
Yeah, I guess a lot of it comes from, yeah, watching other males on like social media because, you didn't have that personal figure in your actual life to be like, oh,
Do you believe in like that idea of like you seeking out and searching or maybe chasing a mentor, or do you believe more so in the right person will show up in the right
um,
time?
I've had mentors before, like in terms of like coaching and stuff like that. They're more kind of business mentors and stuff like that. I don't know why I'm like this person who likes to do things on his own, which is a bad like trait to have, I think, because bro, trying to navigate shit on your own is, bro, it's tough. You know what I mean? Um, and I don't know if it's an ego thing or, yeah, I barely reach out. I'll try to figure out stuff on my own. Yeah, I think if you want to get to somewhere, you got to ask for help. So yeah,
Speeds up the process.
exactly,
Yeah, bro. But
exactly.
I agree with you wholeheartedly, and I'm the same.
Yeah,
Like the same thing. Had many great mentors, even male mentors as well.
Yeah.
Boxing coaches, all those sorts of things that have
Yeah.
shown me, I guess, maybe areas of my life that I missed out on.
Yeah.
You know, that idea of how to fight and,
Yeah.
you know, what is discipline actually?
Yeah.
Those sorts of things.
Yeah.
But then there are other areas where you're like, oh, okay, maybe I do need some help
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
department of life.
I know.
Finance,
I know.
relationships, all these sorts of other things that there is in this world, you
Yep.
know. Bro, you messaged me something that was quite powerful, and it is, I guess, something similar to what we were talking about, and I'm still trying to figure out how to be a man. And I love that, bro. So you mentioned that you see these guys online on social media. What does that man sort of look like for you? Like, who are you trying to become is probably the question to ask. You know, what does that Otene look like? What is he doing? How does he behave? Is he masculine? Those sorts of
Yeah.
things.
Just your general things like a provider, you know? But again, I don't even know if that's masculine or not,
Yeah, bro.
you know, because even nowadays, like a lot of the females are like, sometimes they're making more money than you are, you know? So that kind of, it's a lot harder to achieve to be a provider.
Do you feel like that puts more pressure on us, Tani? The fact that wahine women are growing and excelling more?
Oh, bro, 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Do you feel that pressure yourself?
Yeah, hard. A lot of the women now, like, displaying, like, masculine traits. You know what I mean? Like, all these women are, like, empowering themselves and stuff like that. They're, like, at a point now where, like, fuck, I don't need men. You know what I mean?
Yeah, bro.
So, yeah, lots of pressure, bro. Yeah, I don't know. Probably need some counseling or something else.
Yeah, bro. Hey, all these waiting there taking the
Bro,
bloody moolah.
actual. Bro,
Nah, shout out to all the women, man. I guess with the mahi that you do now,
Yo.
what do you do? What do you do now? I guess for people to know a little bit more about who you are.
Yes, I'm a personal trainer. Transition. Also, been a personal trainer since 2016, so about 9 years now. Yeah, 9 years.
Hey,
Oh yeah,
almost hit that decade, baby.
Transition. So I used to do like a lot of face-to-face stuff, so like one-on-one coaching with clients. Transition online a few years ago, where I coach all my clients and stuff online now. So don't do any face-to-face stuff now, which was an interesting transition for me, bro, because I remember doing like face-to-face stuff and I was always against like online coaching and stuff like that. I was like, how are you meant to give this sort of experience and this sort of value and deliver a product online, if that makes sense?
Yeah, bro.
And I was like, there's no way you can do it. So I was just like, nah, online coaching is like, it's all teeth and stuff like that, you know? But then kind of notice after a while, you actually get, well, the people that you're serving, they actually get more value from online coaching than, you know, an actual personal training session, right? Because you might charge, say, for example, for a 1 hour personal training session, $80, right? Whereas like you charge $80 a week for online coaching, they get like a full training plan which covers training from Monday to Sunday for like a 12-week block or something like that. You get nutrition help, you get access to your coach 24/7. So if they flick your message, they're always going to be able to respond. You get access to a community, which is like a bunch of lads who are all on the same vibes where a lot of the guys who, on the program are going through the same struggles, bro. So you just kind of like bounce ideas and stuff. So I've also got a mindset coach in the program. I think you know him, Tim.
Tim Max.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah. So he.
You're kidding.
Yeah, bro.
Timmy Max, I love you.
Yeah, bro.
Bro, that's my brother, bro.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, he was telling me. So he delivers a coaching call, like a group call with all the lads, like once a month, bro. And he just gives like tools and stuff on, self-image and identity and stuff like that, gratitude, breath work, meditation, all things that I think are beneficial, not just in training and nutrition, but everything outside of that as well. So like, your relationship, your mahi at home. But it's been mad having him on, and like all the guys in the program, it's like been using all the tools and stuff like that. So yeah, it's super beneficial sort of additional service to like the program that I run that, guys can kind of benefit off. So
Yeah, what percentage of your clientele are men?
but all men.
100% men.
100% men, G.
Look at that, cuz. And do you find that like everything that you've been through in your life, now looking at the mahi you do now, you're pretty much that mentor. We're just talking about mentorship. You're that man for all of these fellas. Do you look at that and think like, wow, like maybe it's all aligned. Maybe everything I missed out on, I'm now talking about that man that you're becoming. Maybe a part of you is already that man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you
I
ever give
guess,
yourself credit in that way?
man, I think it's a normal thing for Kiwis to not give yourself credit. Eh?
100, bro.
They're just like everything that like I'll do, like I'll play it off or something like that. Like I even remember when I was like coming here, I was like, oh, I don't want to act like this bots guy,
Yeah,
or
bro.
like I want to be like humble and stuff like that. Like I haven't actually cracked it. I mean, like those are the thoughts that are like going through my head because, yeah, we always play ourselves down. But yeah, like kind of like you'll have those moments of reflection where you'll step back and be like, oh, I've actually come this far, and sometimes it takes someone else for you to be like, to tell you that, like you just said just then, and I'm like, oh yeah, I guess I am, which is, yeah, grateful.
I do want to go through some statistics though, bro, since we're talking about the topic a little bit earlier. These are statistics of children being raised in solo parent homes. US studies. About 1 in 4 children live without their biological father present. That's roughly 20 to 25% of all kids. Children from such households are 2 to 5 times more likely to live in poverty. Fatherless children are 2 to 3 times more likely to drop out of school. It's about 71% of high school dropouts come from fatherless homes. 85% of youth in juvenile detention centers or prisons grew up without fathers. And 63% of youth suicides occur among individuals from fatherless homes. So in summary, increase in poverty, school dropouts, mental health, criminal justice, risk behaviors such as substance abuse, and violence in relationships all increase without fathers.
Those are crazy stats, eh?
Yeah, bro. What are your sort of, initial thoughts after hearing that?
I guess my thoughts are like, there's a lot of, especially like Māori people back home, going through the same thing, and if I'm finding it hard to like navigate, imagine like being in their shoes, you know what I mean? So I guess if kids are able to, I don't know, watch this or look at me as someone to kind of aim for, I've been through the same things, been through the struggles, in terms of like trying to navigate it, like without having, a male role model around, then I guess, I wouldn't say job's done, but like, you can have like some sort of influence on, where they can go or what they can achieve in their life.
Yeah, bro.
So yeah, I guess you're just trying to share your story to have make a positive impact in someone else's life. And I think if I can do that, especially for like Māori and Pacific Island kids, then, be even more pumped up. Yeah.
Does it make you reflect on how far you've come after all those sorts of things?
Yeah, definitely.
Or does that imposter syndrome override it?
I think the imposter syndrome still overrides it. Sometimes you'll have those like spurts of like, you're just like, oh, fuck, I'm like in this position, like living in Bali, business going super well, and then like it'll just like disappear after a while. Like come and go, you know what I mean? But like a majority of the time, it's more the head noise that's present than like the actual success.
Yeah, I listened to a great one as well. I think Alex Hormozy talks about it, about like the ups and downs and like just becoming like used to that, like he talks about it like the idea of resilience is coming back to baseline, right? How quick you can come back to baseline. Yeah. So when the business is doing well, how do you just come back to that baseline? When it is doing bad, and the speed between there and then,
hard out.
That's like a work on for me going forward.
Hard out.
But I do want to talk about your mama, your mom, and I guess your experience of being raised by a solo mum for all or most of your life. How has she shaped you, bro?
Bro, she's like pretty much been the rock, G. Like, yeah, like I said, I give her credit for like everything that I have become to where I am now. You know, I know it hasn't been like an easy journey for her as well, raising two boys on her own. I've seen, I've seen her go through some like emotional stuff and stuff like that. And just like as a like son, you're like, oh, what can I do to like help or so, you know what I mean? But then like she's always been there, bro. You know, always been there for everything, like all the like struggles and stuff that I've gone through, all the situations and stuff that you almost kind of like. I didn't get too many smacks when I was a kid, but then you're like, wow, would a few smacks here and there like make me more of a man? You know what I mean?
Wow. Do you think being surrounded by or having predominantly feminine energy being installed in you, do you think that's helped you in certain areas?
It helped me become more sympathetic, like show more empathy, but then again, you grow up surrounded by feminine energy, you're missing that masculine energy sort of part. So yeah, it's helped me. I think it's helped me because I wouldn't be here today if I didn't grow up like the way I did.
And do you think it's hurt you in other areas?
I don't know. That's an interesting question. Has it hurt me?
I'll give you an example of where I think it may have hurt me.
Yeah.
Because I'm the same, bro. Just complete, even all my aunties, all my cousins are girls.
Yeah.
Female energy, bro.
Yeah.
From a young age. That's all I've known. That's all I know.
Yeah.
But my mum is a hard-ass woman. Full of love, don't get me wrong. Like the most loving person,
Yeah.
But she just never takes shit from no one.
Yeah.
She possesses that staunchness, that backbone of like, if you F her over, she'll tell you.
Yeah.
And I don't have that she has.
True.
But I've seen her do that for my whole life.
Yeah.
But I don't have that.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, man, my mum's good in her masculine as well.
Yeah.
She's got both on lock, whereas the masculine side for me, and by what I'm hearing for you, is sort of like there's a lack there.
Yeah.
There's a lack there, and we're still trying to figure out how to sort of tap into it more.
Yeah.
But I get where I go wrong is the Mr. Nice Guy approach. The Mr. Nice Guy. And I think that is where it's hurt me because I feel like sometimes I'm so too nice.
Yeah.
Too nice.
Yeah.
And I battle in my head of like, maybe it does a disservice to me.
Yeah.
Because I'm too nice.
Yeah.
Can you relate to that at all?
100%. That's like same as me, G. You get that Mr. Nice Guy sort of vibe, and then like people start to, walk over you or take advantage of you because you are super nice. And I guess that does come from, being around that feminine sort of energy. And like I said, like, before how I was saying, like, you don't know how to stand up for yourself or something and stuff like that. So, that's definitely played a massive part. And then like it'll hurt you, and then you'll try to learn from it, and then you start being like a little bit of a dick. You know what I mean? And then you're like, oh, like that ain't me. Like that doesn't feel right. But then I think there's a difference between like being a dick and then standing up for yourself. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, brother.
But then again, we don't know any better. We kind of just have to guess and be like, okay, I don't want to be Mr. Nice Guy anymore. I want to be Mr. Not So Nice Guy. Wow. And there's ways that you can like come across being that way, and it's like being an asshole or, finding out what actually standing up for yourself is. So
navigating that tension, eh?
Oh, bro. And then you don't know like if it's right or wrong.
Yeah.
You kind of get, like, say, for example, you get hurt because you're being too nice, and then you're like, fuck, I never want to feel like that ever again. And then you go a little bit the other way, and then, like, you start being a dick, and then, like, you get that feedback loop, which is like, oh, he's the asshole, and then you're like, oh, I don't want to be an asshole, and then you slip back into that nice guy sort of thing.
Yeah, and it's like, it comes back to like, how do you navigate that?
bro.
Who's got that sus day?
Exactly.
And the answers, we don't have the answers.
Exactly. No, there's no one there to reinforce it for you, to be like, oh, bro, you did mean.
Yeah, bro.
You did mean, son, or like,
Wow, cuz.
or like that's how you should navigate that situation. Or like, there's no one there to be like, oh, bro, you should have done it this way. You kind of like go off how the situation sort of turns out or pans out, which, you know, you never know which is right and wrong. What I've learned to, you know, stand up for yourself has been from my mates. Like some of my best mates have helped me navigate situations, and kind of have like been a dad for me.
Wow.
Which I've been like super grateful for, you know. Yeah, they'll be like, you know, this is how I would navigate a certain situation, or like I'll do something in this way, and then one of my mates will be like, oh, bro, don't do it like that, you know, because then this is the outcome of you being like that, or something like that.
Welcome to the Martin Show First Ad Break. For anyone who is wanting to go on a new journey, learn a new skill, we have started our basic beginners boxing fundamentals course. For anyone, if it's your first time, if you're a seasoned member, this is the course for you in the boxing space or fitness space. Click the link below or go to onlineboxingtraining.com and I'll see you guys there. Let's get some mahi, eh?
What you said something a little bit earlier that sparked another question in my head. And how do you feel like, because you were talking about getting sort of a firm affirmation from someone who is doing the thing that you wanted to do, or living the life that you're wanting to live in the way that you sort of show up. How do you deal with someone giving you praise now?
Bro, not good, eh?
Yeah, wow.
I hate getting compliments, eh? I just get like awkward airs, or you know, or I just kind of like brush it. I don't know why. Are you the same?
It's crazy, bro. From men specifically, it hits me differently.
Oh, true.
When another man gives me praise about something, it like hits something in here. Yeah. And I'm like, wow, man, I've never been told that before from an older time. Yeah. Like, it makes me like, I'm like, oh shit, man, am I good at this thing? Am I doing something right? True. From a wahi now, I've had it for a lot of my life. So I'm like, oh, thanks, auntie. Or, you know, thanks, mum, I love you too. You know, it's kind of like playful. Yeah. But when it's from a man, it's different. Yeah. It hits me way differently. So I just wanted to see if you had experienced that.
Now that I think about it, bro, like, usually when like people do say, like, especially males, say something, you know, give you a compliment or something, or praise, and you're like, oh, sweet, this is this is me. Yeah. You know? Yeah. Whereas like, females, like my partner, my girlfriend will give me compliments and stuff all the time, like, so proud of you and stuff like that. And I'm just like, oh, yo, cheers. Thank you. Bro. You know, I just wouldn't hit the same. I don't know. Even mum. When mum says stuff like, you know, gives me praise, or like, oh, you're doing well, auntie, and stuff like that, I'm just like, oh, yeah, sweet. And it's probably because you've kind of had it all your life. You know, you've not had that kind of male role model or male figure to give you that praise. So,
I haven't had many in my life, those compliments or praise moments, but every time, holy heck, makes my ngako dance. Like, I'm like, oh man, I need it. I feel like I've been craving that for, 15 plus years kind of thing. It's like, holy heck.
I probably have to lean into that more, right?
Yeah, bro, back to your mama though. What do you think she's taught you the most about life, about manhood, about how to be a man, the lessons that you've learned from your mum?
I think working hard, and like, you just keep going no matter what. You know, like, mum never gave up with anything. But she's in a job right now where like she's kind of like, at the top, and I'm just like, frick, coming from, the 18-year-old that had a baby, you used to take me to like uni with her and stuff like that. I remember she had some ratchet ass cars, growing up, and we used to like drive from like Wellington to Gisborne. Car would break down, And like, because I'd playing with the lights, leave the lights on, and then like we're stuck. But there was not even like Google Maps and stuff around. It was like the physical maps.
Wow.
So yeah, navigating everything like that. As a solo mum, bro, I think it's taught me to, bro, you work, and you don't stop working until, I guess, you die. I don't know.
Where do you think your fuel source comes from now? Your ambition to want to keep going and be successful. Where do you think it comes from?
I think it comes from that ambition that drive to want to be a man, bro. I think that drive to want to prove to myself that, I can do it with, just being raised by my mum.
Is there anything that scares you?
Becoming like my dad, I think that scares me the most. But like, I don't want to portray my dad as like a bad person, because I know you're only a product of like your environment and like how you grow up, right? And I would never talk like a bad word about him. But yeah, I think that what scares me is becoming like him. Like, I don't want to, say for example, have kids and let them go through the same thing, I guess. So I haven't talked to my dad for a few years. So I've always had that thought, like, do I want to reach back out to him and stuff like that, which is a tough one to think about, and I think I'll come around. But then I also don't want it to get to a point where it's too late.
Have any regrets, eh? Don't want to have any regrets.
Exactly.
Do you want to have kids?
Yeah, definitely one day.
Do you fear having kids?
A little bit, because like, you're still figuring out stuff for yourself. How are you meant to teach people, like your kids, if you're still trying to figure it out?
Bro, the most I've ever thought about having kids has been in Bali for some reason. It's crazy, bro. Like, I don't want to have kids anytime soon, I don't think. But like,
I'm the same.
It comes into my mind the most since being here. It's crazy, bro. I don't know why.
Yeah.
But what will you consciously do differently to your kids, differently to your old man?
I think I'd just be there all the time, bro. And I think you'll have this like drive and motivation to want to be there all the time, because you didn't get that. But then also, like, you don't want to be, you want to be a dad, you don't want to be like too feminine energy that the feminine energy that you grew up with. You don't want to teach him too much of that, I guess, because otherwise they're going to be soft, and you don't want them to be soft.
Yeah, cuz.
I think a lot of it just comes from like experiences and shit that you've been through yourself. And I think that's the only way you can teach people.
No, I love it. That'll be a chapter coming up for you, I bet. If your dad was here right now, what would you want to say to him? What would you want to ask?
To be honest, like off the top of my head, like nothing. Because, I'm super grateful with how mum has raised me, and got me to a point where I'm at today. It'll probably be, bro, like off the top of my head, like if he was here, I'd be like, how do I be a man? So I don't know right now. I'm just freaking trial and error, cuz.
What about mum? If mum was here, what would you want to tell her? What would you honestly want to tell her?
You're the goat, actually. Like, it's crazy, what you've done to be able to bring up myself and my little brother. I love you and I respect you for everything that you've done. And you're just such a like massive role model to myself, my brother, and everyone else in my family. I couldn't thank you enough, to be fair. Yeah, and I love you.
Bro, my final question. Your younger self, if younger Otene was here, what do you think he would say about the man that you've become today?
I'm proud of what you've been able to become with the hand that you've been dealt. Still got a lot of stuff to learn, but yeah, keep trying to navigate that for yourself and share your story, because a lot of people are gonna be able to relate to that story back at home or anywhere, and just keep being yourself. Who he is.
Is there anything that you'd want to tell him?
Everything's gonna be all good. At the end of the day, everything's gonna be all good. There's people in worse situations than you. There's people who have been dealt a harder hand than you have. But yeah, everything's going to be all good. And if you want to sign up to like a boxing gym or something like that, you'll start kickboxing or something like that.
No, I love it, bro. Boy to boy, man to man. Fucking proud of you, bro.
Yo, cheers, thanks.
I can tell your heart's in the right place, bro.
Thanks,
Shout out to your mum as well.
Cheers, bro.
She's done an amazing job on you. What a blessing, bro. I feel really great. I feel so much gratitude right now. What's coming up for you, bro?
Yeah, off to China next week. Doing high rocks, so mixed doubles with my partner. So that'll be fun. I'll test the relationship shortly. Be a few arguments here and there. Hopefully make us go faster.
Get that conflict resolution going.
Yeah, exactly. Better travel. So we go to Vietnam and then go to China and then come back, spend a few days in Vietnam, and then come back to Bali. And then we'll probably head home for summer, which is the life. You live pretty much in summer, G.
Cuz, living the dream, mate.
So we'll stay here till December, because December here in Bali, so December to March is rainy season, so it just rains like majority of the time. So yeah, we'll just kind of like skip back and go back home for summer, and then probably head back here to Bali next year. So either Bali, might try Thailand or Vietnam or something like that. But yeah, continue to building the business, continue to, want to change lads' lives or make a difference here and there, keep sharing my story, and connect with like cuzzies like you, my bro. Connect with people like you who are, on the same journey, on the same vibe, and wanting to, grow something or do something with their lives. So, and try to get some more Kiwis over here, right?
Yo,
try to get some more of the brothers over here. Yeah.
Otene Willams, where can the people find you, my bro?
Instagram, bro. Just under Otene Willams. I have Facebook and stuff like that. It's all under the same name, bro.
Yeah, sweet.
And then planning to start a YouTube, but I've been saying that for like 6 years, now. six months now. So yeah, we'll see how it is. All talk, no action. So gotta start actioning some stuff, bro. So.
I appreciate you, brother. Thank you. All right, team, that concludes another episode of The Martin Show. We are going to drop Otene's details below. We will also drop _ The Martin Show here. Make sure you're subscribing to this YouTube channel, and we're going to be back next week for another episode. Modi ora, kia ora. Thank you.